Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take 9 with this video. So, I just recorded it perfectly well. It was like ended up being a 30-minute video, but then I realized I wasn't screen recording. So we're doing this whole thing over again. I'm livid. So anyway, hi, my name's Jake. How are you doing? Today we're going to be talking about the Direct Mini that came out March 26, 2020. For those of you that don't know, I had a video release the same day, actually just a little bit after the Direct ended, talking about Fighter Pass Volume 2 and some potential stuff that could happen. Obviously, within the half hour of the time frame from the Direct to my video releasing, my video became instantly irrelevant before it even came out. But it doesn't matter. I'm leaving it up anyways, so I hope you enjoy it. But essentially, I talk about potential stuff about Fighter Pass Volume 2. I talk about Smash a lot on this channel, so if you're new and it's the kind of content you want and like, be sure to subscribe and all that stuff. I don't think I've ever introduced my videos with like a subscribe segue. This is totally new for me. But anyways, so for all you returning plebs, back at it again. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the Direct Mini, specifically about the Fighter Pass. But that'll be the last thing we talk about. We'll go through the Direct first. We're not going to watch it. I'll just skim through it, stuff that I thought was interesting. And then we'll get to the Fighter Pass and basically what I think of the Fighter Pass in context of my video, because I figured I should probably explain myself now that my opinion's irrelevant. So, starting the Direct off, we got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition trailer. Cool HD remake of Xenoblade Chronicles on the Switch. Great, fantastic. Never got the chance to play the original. I was going to get on the 3DS, and then boom, bam, bop. They ended up doing this. So they announced it, they gave it a release date for May 29th, and then they said that we're getting future content. Not only did they say that, but they showed us this bundle here with like an art book and everything. So I'm definitely getting this. Not sure how much it is, although when I googled it... No, thanks game. Xenoblade Chronicles DE bundle. Yep. When I googled it on Nintendo... And then it's a physical bundle, so you're going to have to, buy it physically. So you go to Nintendo's website, and then we got to wait for the button to load. Buy physical. It says pricing unavailable, even though we know it's going to be $60. So here, he gives us a prompt for Best Buy, $60, GameStop, $60, which is the general price for a new game, and then Walmart, $100. And it says it's in stock, even though we know it's not. So... what probably the whole bundle is probably $100 because it comes with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Works, a premium hardbound art book with a slip-on case. So it comes with the game and then that. So basically, you're paying $40 for an art book, which is outrageous, but it's Xenoblade. So and Tetsuya Nomura did the art for some of the Xenoblade. He did the art for Xenoblade 2. I don't know if he did them for anything else, but I love me some Tetsuya Nomura. So. I was going to get it regardless. So then we got some 2K games. Borderlands, I think, is one of them. No one really cares. At least I don't. Marvel Ultimate Alliance update. Doctor Doom and Marvel's First Family are coming. Great. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. Animal Crossing update allows certain events like Easter and stuff to work in-game. They patched up the infinite duping glitch, which would allow you to basically duplicate an item as you're rotating it on a table. So you needed 2 people for it. One person would rotate the table, and the other person would pick the item up as it's being rotated. And then, boom, the game wouldn't know what to do, and it would both put the item in your pocket, and it would keep it on the table, allowing you to just continuously duplicate. So I was never able to replicate this glitch because I don't own the game. I play it off of my 2 friends' accounts, and unfortunately, because the nature of the glitch requires 2 people, I would need to use 2 Switch accounts, which obviously can't be online at the same time, because the Switch can only host 1 online user at a time. Since I didn't own the game and I was playing it off of 2 friends' account, I needed to be online through both accounts at once, which physically is not possible to do on a Switch. So I was never able to replicate the glitch, so I had a friend of mine do it, and eventually they were just like, nah, I'm going to update, and got it patched. So then we got Catherine Full Body, which really shocked me. If we were getting any Atlas game, Persona Q2 bundle for the Switch, or Persona 5, or Persona 5 Royal, no, we get Catherine Full Body. which really shocks me just because of the nature of the game. So essentially, you play as a guy, I forgot his name, but you're in this love square between 3 other individuals. In the original game, it was only 2 people, but this is like the remaster, and they added a new person. And the whole gimmick here is that all 3 girls are named Catherine. You have Catherine with a K, Catherine with a C, and then Kat, I think with a K, which is short for Catherine. So the whole game is basically you choosing who you're going to have a relationship with, whether it's something marital or something that's, just for fun. But the gameplay part is actually, every time you go to bed, it's a puzzle game. So, and you have to beat it within a certain amount of time or else you die. So, both in your dream and in real life. So the concept is interesting because it's a dating sim, but it's also a puzzle game. So I've been really interested by the concept. Or no, Rin! Rin is the girl's name. Oh, Catherine. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, so I've been interested, with the idea of the game, not necessarily the game itself, specifically too, because when you look at the logo, it's feminine underwear. If we can get it. Maybe not.
And see another day.
But yeah, this game is very heavily influenced.
Story
yeah, see, it's feminine underwear. Yeah, Catherine full body. So the original game was just called Catherine, but this is Catherine full body. So, ooh. Yeah, so then we got Smash stuff, which basically was them showing off an ARMS character. A character from the ARMS game is coming to Smash Ultimate as the first character of Volume 2, and obviously the second DLC bunch. So there's that, which we'll get to later. Bravely Default 2, from the team that brought you Bravely Default 1, Bravely 2nd, Octopath Traveler, and Octopath. There's 2 Octopath games in the works currently. There's Champions of the Continent, which is the mobile game, and then supposed talks of a sequel. But they also did another game. I can't remember what other game that they made. It wasn't Octopath and it wasn't Bravely. I can't remember what game it was. But anyways, so Bravely 2, no release date, just 2020, but there's a demo that's coming out. So Seth here looks a lot like Cyrus Albright from Octopath. I mean, obviously it's the same team, it's the same character designers from Octopath and the Bravely games. And then here we have Gloria, which looks a lot like Ophelia. And then we have Elvis, which looks like... It almost looks like the dad from Persona 5. What's his name? He was in Smash as a spirit. Persona 5 dad. Sojiro? I think that's his name. Yeah, Sojiro. Looks like a mix of Sojiro. Oh, that's my video. Let's just go ahead and close that. Looks like a mix of Sojiro and Arden from Final Fantasy 15, the main villain. It really does. A traveling scholar. Which is funny, because that's what Cyrus was in Octopath. So, but anyway, yeah, Bravely Default 2, excuse me, available 2020. And then we just got some other games, not really all that important, except Ninjala. So Ninjala came out, or no, excuse me, not came out, was revealed 2 years ago. Never heard a thing since. There was the one, I've watched every Nintendo Direct. I've tried keeping up with just Nintendo news in general. Now, I guess the developers of Ninjala have been giving updates since its reveal in 2018, in June of 2018. But I didn't know that. I thought it was an in-house project, but I guess Nintendo doesn't actually work on it. It's NIS America, which made the Ys games, Ys 8, and, shoot, the other, what is it, something Code? I can't remember the other game series, but it came out for PS4, which doesn't really narrow it down, but it's made by them. I thought this was an in-house thing. I thought this was basically a Melee version of Splatoon, which is what it looks like. It's what it looks like. Now, it's actually built more like Fortnite and Apex, where it's free to play and you play with just a bunch of random people. But it plays like a Melee Splatoon, like your little chibi characters here. You're going around either in teams or separate, and basically just killing whoever needs to be killed. Melee, because Splatoon is a shooter. It's a third-person shooter game, whereas this is a Melee brawler. You have your little plastic sword here, and you need to beat up the other people. So, it's free to play, which is super cool. I was so stoked for this game. The fact that it's free to play, though, gives me the impression that I'm going to play it for a while and then get done with it. which is kind of how I felt with Daemon X Machina. Even though that was a $60 game, playing the demo felt like it should have been free to play. It didn't. It felt like one of those mech mobile games that you could get on the App Store that either were completely outrageously priced, which is what Daemon X Machina was, or it was free to play. That's what Daemon X Machina reminded me of. So I just hope Ninjala isn't the same way. Obviously, because I love the concept here of it being basically melee Splatoon. So, there's that. And then I don't think we really got much of anything else. We got Star Wars, Trials of Mana, and then Pokemon, news about Part 1, the Isle of Armor. So, essentially, you get Kubfu from Mustard, which is this ex-Pokemon champion or league member. He trained Leon, and it's funny because his eyebrows are actually his like little mustache thing. But he gives you Kubfu, which is a legendary fighting and water Pokemon, or just fighting type. He gives you Kubfu, and then you and Kubfu travel the Isle of Armor into two towers: the Tower of Two Fists, which is Darkness, or Waters. Oh wait, or is it just the one tower, and it's located in two different spots? The Tower of Two Fists. So if you go in the Darkness one, he can learn a Dark type move. If you go in the Water one, he learns a Water type move. So I'm not sure which one would be better. I mean, theoretically, it would be the Water one, since Urshifu, which is what Kubfu evolves into, is a Water type. You get Stab from that. Otherwise, Urshifu it's a fighting type. So the Dark type move doesn't have Stab, but obviously if it's a stronger move with better like stat effects, then it doesn't matter about Stab. But so far, the Water one is the better one to go to, in my opinion. So you beat the Isle of Armor, it evolves into Urshifu, which I thought would have different forms, depending on, which tower you go to, but no, it seems to look the exact same. But yeah, there's that. And then, after you beat the Isle of Armor, your starter Pokemon, the one that you picked from the very beginning, gets the G-Max Gene. So it'll be able to G-Max. Now, I'm kind of upset about this a little bit because, like, what if the starter you got at the very beginning had a horrible nature, horrible IVs, and stuff like that? And now you're forced to make it a G-Max. So it already sucked, and now you can't get another one, is basically what I'm hearing. Well, I wonder if they could make it to where a starter that has you as an original trainer gets a G-Max form. So, for example, what people probably do is if their starters suck, they breed for a better one, which I haven't done with my Cinderace yet, mostly just because hacking and exploits are so easy with Sword and Shield, I don't need to worry about Cinderace. So, what if you breed, with your crappy starter, what if you breed a better one? Can I take that to the Isle of Armor and give it the G-Max gene? I hope so. I hope so. Because, frankly, I chose Cinderace, but I prefer Rillaboom's G-Max. So, I would like to get G-Max Rillaboom, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Now, there's still, like I said a minute ago, there's hacking and exploits which people can do, basically allowing them to generate their own Pokemon. So I don't know if you would be able to generate one of the G-Max starters, or if you can generate Urshifu with knowing both moves, because physically speaking, I think Urshifu can know both moves. I mean, obviously it can, but whether or not it's allowed to know them at the same time is what I'm like, about. And then they got little things here.
In addition to new
little outfit items, you got Rex Goodwin, Marnie here, and then NPC characters, their stuff. And then if you purchase the DLC before August 31st, you actually get, if you buy both expansion passes, the Isle of Armor is available at the end of June, Crown Tundra available this fall, which is nice to know. But if you buy the expansion pass, which is the $30 price, not just one of them. If you buy the expansion pass before August 31st, you can get Leon's hat, shirt, and tights. So, I mean, I've been wanting to get it anyways, but that's just another reason for me to get it. But yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically the Direct. I covered it in a lot less time than I did
in one of my previous takes.
Oh, excuse me. So let's now talk about Smash. So I released a video today, as I said earlier, talking about what the deal is with Smash Fighter Pass Volume 2. And essentially I say, well, we can get basically any character playable out of anything, really. Like, we can get playable Pokemon, we can get a playable third party. I was essentially saying that there's no pattern. Now, the first Fighter Pass had a pattern up until Byleth kicked the door down. But, frankly, that doesn't really matter. So, we had Joker, we had Banjo, we had Hero, and Terry, which were 4 third-party characters. That's like 80 to 90% worth of the Fighter Pass. That should be 80%. That's 80% of the Fighter Pass that's strictly third-party. And then we get Byleth, which is second-party, and Fire Emblem, nonetheless. So if it was a Pokemon, people would be a lot less upset, but just the sole fact that it's Fire Emblem is what a lot of people were upset with. And now people are upset about ARMS, because ARMS is a first-party that no one really cares for. So, but in this video that I released today, I basically just talked about characters that I think are possible, both as third-party, as second-party, and as first-party. Characters that I feel are just as likely. Not necessarily saying all the characters are going to be third-party, second-party, or first-party, but because, frankly, I don't think they're going to do some sort of order. I don't think... basically, whereas Fighter Pass Volume 1 was 80% third-party, I don't think this I don't think Volume 2 is going to be like that. I think it's just going to be super random. I think we might get an indie. I think we might get a first-party. I think we might get a second-party. And then maybe 2 third parties, something like that. And so that's essentially what I threw here in the video. So first thing is I predict that in the video I predicted that we're actually getting 7 characters and not the 6 that they're advertising. I'm kind of shooting for an extra character there, similar to how we did Piranha Plant. Is this not gonna?
This fighter's
no. I want to see
the fighter included in wave.
So we had Plant, which released before the Fighter Pass separately, but people still associate Plant with the Fighter Pass for some stupid reason. So, but similarly, I think we were going to get a bonus character with Fighter Pass Volume 2. That doesn't seem to be the case because they highlight Challenger Pack 6 here, being the ARMS character. So if we do get a bonus character, it will either have to be very unorthodoxly in between some characters here, or at the very, very end, which could be likely. But regardless of all that, yeah, so I called in the video, when I came to first party, this is what I said. And this isn't really first party, because obviously only 2 of these characters here are first party. Waluigi is iffy. Waluigi was made by Camelot, but I don't know if they sold the rights to Nintendo or not. But Waluigi is iffy. Girahim is first party, Bindo's first party, Akira is third, Shovel Knight and Shantae are third parties because they're indies, and then Paper Mario is second party. So, Midna, Girahim, first party characters, ARMS, first party franchise. Boom, got it, easy. So, I called that, which is not entirely true, but hey, it works. I'll take what I can get. So, that's that, really. And then they tease this here. They show us a list of characters. If I can get to it. Yeah. List of characters here that could potentially be the character. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, out of the 15 characters here, 5 of them are currently represented in Smash. That's 1/3 of them. Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Min Min, and Twintel, I believe her name is. All 5 of these characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, are in Smash. Springman is an assist trophy. Springman and Ribbon Girl are Mii fighters. Springman, Ribbon Girl, Ninjara, Min Min, and Twintel are all 5 of them spirits. So, and Springman is also a one of those little icons that you can have for yourself online. So, but a lot of people are speculating which one of these characters is going to be playable. I personally think the majority of them, it'll be like a Bowser Jr., Hero, Villager situation, where you basically play 8 characters, 4 characters, however many characters in one character slot. The only difference is their model. They play the exact same way, their moves are the exact same way. Now in ARMS, which is the game all these characters are from, obviously, So some of these characters have unique buffs. For example, Springman, when his health gets really, really low, he gets stronger. Min, or no, sorry, this is Ribbon Girl. Ribbon Girl has 4 jumps, whereas most characters either have 2 or 3. Min has 4 jumps. No, sorry, Ribbon Girl. Ribbon Girl has 4 jumps. She's the only character that I know of that has 4 jumps in arms. So a lot of people are wondering, are they going to incorporate these different things? And quite honestly, I don't think they're going to, if they do that, if they make it to where all the characters is like an 8-in-1 kind of deal, I don't think the characters should drastically change, like gaining a whole other jump, for example, based upon your skin. It's kind of, Ribbon Girl privilege. But aside from that, I'm really curious to see how they incorporate it. I think Springman and Ribbon Girl are definitely shoo-ins. It's just a matter of which it's just going to be them two, or if it's going to be a total of 8 characters. Now, what they could do, and I thought about this earlier, is they could release, since obviously this gets people to play ARMS again, they could release a new ARMS character. And that character be the character for Smash. And then them showing this here is basically just, throwing a curveball at us. But they could do a whole new character, which I feel like is really likely, because that's kind of what they did with Greninja in Smash 4. Basically, the Smash team went to the Pokemon development team and was like, hey, we want to incorporate a Pokemon. Do you all have something we can work with? And they gave them Greninja. Before X and Y even came out, they gave them, the design for Greninja, how Greninja was going to work, and stuff like that. And then they developed the game with that information alone. So, but, yeah, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work. Now, what do I think about the other fighters I predicted? Basically, I feel like they're just all as likely. What is cool is that they said that the ARMS character is going to get revealed and released in June, which I kind of predicted up here at the beginning of this video. I gave a little timesheet. So Fighter 6, which is what the ARMS character is revealed at E3, which would have been June this year, but it was canceled. E3 2020 released this fall. Obviously not the case. We're getting it much sooner. Now, that's kind of, this whole, release and reveal at the same time kind of thing is something that they did for Byleth. I know for Byleth. I wonder if they did it for Terry or not. I can't remember. But this seems to be something that they are doing more casually, is announcing and revealing the character roughly around the same time, rather than announcing and then waiting months, because they did that with Joker, and a lot of people, I guess, just got impatient. Especially, too, since they didn't announce the next character before Joker was made playable. So I think that they like the structure of the ambiguity of, the 3 to 4 months of not knowing, of the community not knowing what's coming next. I think they prefer that over you get announced, and then get announced, and then get announced. So I think they like spacing it out a little bit more, which is completely and utterly fine. But a lot of people are wondering if, due to the whole pandemic that's going around, if the whole December 2021 window is a thing. Now, at the beginning of this direct, they said because of the pandemic, some of the stuff subject to change. So that could be true for the Fighter Pass. But, yeah. So those are my thoughts on Springman, Ribbon Girl, and basically just ARMS as a whole. I didn't really get into all the specifics that I really wanted to, but that's kind of the gist of how things go like this, especially since this is a direct video, but with an emphasis on Smash. But yeah, I talked about, some of the other stuff too, Bravely Default, Ninjala, Pokemon, Xenoblade. So it's just really a matter of time before things start rolling. And yeah, so anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is Jake, logging out. Peace.